everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. It is time to finally make this road lead somewhere. In this episode, I want to finally make this road lead somewhere. It has just been leading to the river and nowhere more for the last 50 episodes, 52 or 53 episodes. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It's been since pretty much the beginning of this base that this road has existed and has gone nowhere. So what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put a little bridge over this little river right here, and then kind of vertically flatten this area here, which is going to be kind of annoying since I have a bunch of stuff up there, but I can just kind of go around. Because I want to build something in this cliff face here, in this, well, that's not really a cliff, in the side of this landmass. I want to build basically a prison, and then the entrance will be right there at the edge of the bridge. I'm planning on having at least one or maybe two or even three cell walls sticking out of the side so you can kind of see how it looks, and then a bunch of interior, and then a guard tower coming out top so I can go through the building up into the guard tower and out to get to the rest of the stuff. And I think from here that'll look really cool, and it'll finally give this a purpose instead of it just being a road to nothing, because this kind of bothers me and I want to fix that. So first step is slap together just a little bridge and see how it looks. I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I just slapped together some blocks in a generic pattern, and I actually think that it looks pretty good, the end result. It's just a simple little basic bridge, wood in the center, stone andesite on the outside. It's got this repeating pattern of hole, I guess, to make it look more like a railing than just a wall. And it leads into just this door I made for what is going to be the entrance to the dungeon. There's nothing behind the door at the current moment, but this is the build palette, and it's just built into the cliffside here. And I kind of tidied up the cliffside a bit, made it flatter in the front, and smattered in some random blocks to make it look more varying in texture instead of just regular dirt. It looks better from farther away, because when you're up close, the differences kind of pop out, but from back they kind of blend in more, and it looks better. And I do really like how this bridge turned out. I think it looks pretty good. And then as the build progresses, there's going to be like maybe one or two cells that look similar to this sticking out of the wall here. So I'm interested to see how this is going to look. And yeah, I really like this bridge. I think it looks pretty nice. And it does a good job of covering up the underground tunnel I made for bringing the villagers into the potato farm. But just a simple bridge. I really like how it looks like it belongs here. It fits really well with this area, and I quite like it. So yeah, the next step would be to just build the dungeon. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and build the entire thing, except for the tower that I was gonna have sticking out up top. So there's gonna be a lot of time in between this clip and the next one, but hopefully, if it goes how I'm imagining, it'll look pretty good. But from the outside, there won't be too much of a visible difference. It'll all be inside that little cliff area. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on that, and I'll be right back. For the most part, it's actually done. I'm not quite sure what I was expecting this to turn out, but I think I like how it turned out. I think it looks good, having these two cells poke out of the cliff wall. I had to kind of bring this cliff out and around over here. Mixed in some coarse dirt to give it more texture. So there's just the two cells sticking out. And then inside is also, for the most part, done. I've got these little armor stands here to hide torches and to just fill in the walls a bit. And the inside's all 5 blocks. And then there's these 2 cells here. These are the ones with the outwards facing walls. And then there's 2 cells on each side. There's the same 2 cells exist over on that side. And then it loops back around. There's more of these torch hiders. And then a cell in the middle. Here's those 2 cells. And then at the back, there's this room here at the end of this little hallway. It's got some barrels for some basic junk, some bunk beds for all the guards and stuff, and then a little table for like eating, maybe planning some meetings, and things like that. Then in the middle, it kind of goes down a bit, and these are just some basic cells. Ah, we got a prisoner. That's kind of funny, actually. We got a prisoner now. I wonder if we can get a mob to spawn all of them and just have actual functional cells. But yeah, these are just 8 regular cells. And then over here is where I was not quite finished. This is where the tower is going to be. So it's a big round room, and this is going to be the entrance to the tower, which is going to stick out. So it's not a particularly large dungeon, but it doesn't really need to be. It's got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cells total. That's plenty. Don't really need much more than that. But yeah, I got respiration on my helmet finally, because one of the villagers I was leveling up a bunch of the random villagers in my base to repair my tools, so I didn't have to go all the way out to the Blaze Farm every 5 minutes. And one of my librarians had a very cheap Respiration 2 book, so I bought 2 of them, combined them, and slapped them on my helmet. So I've got Respiration 3 now, so all I need is Aqua Affinity on my helmet. Then I need to do some Piglin bartering so I can get Soul Speed on my boots, and then my armor will be completely kitted out. And I'd also at some point like to get a netherite hoe, because you can use hoes to like break leaves and vines and all the warped and crimson mushroom stuff. Hoes are good for that now. And also there's an achievement for it, so I can get a life back. So I'll probably do that in the next episode. This episode I'm probably just gonna finish working on the tower, which is all that's left of this build actually. So I'm gonna get started on that, and by the time I'm back, it should be done. I may have gone a little overboard with the height, just a little. It's pretty big. It's one massive black tower. I was not expecting it to be that big, and it just turned out to be that big. Nothing can really be done about it now, but it's big. Oh boy. Yeah, there's also some spots where mobs can spawn, which isn't great, but I'm not gonna be in here a lot, and it doesn't happen too often, so hopefully it shouldn't be too big of a problem. But yeah, you can get up out here through the little door, and that's just the base of the tower. It still goes up and up and up, and it's so tall. I don't know why I made it so big, but it's huge. And then everywhere there's space, there's these little not windows per se, but just little spots where you can look out. I don't know what to call them, honestly. They're not windows. Just little, I guess balconies maybe. Just little holes in the wall. But it gets progressively tighter and tighter up here. And there's more and more of these windows, balconies, whatever they are. Oh, excuse me, sorry. And then eventually it goes all the way up to the top. and you can look at all the world around you, and then there's a little flag up there. And yeah, it's a pretty big build, but I do like it. It's really big and it really stands out, but I do like it. And I think as more and more stuff is made, this will be less distracting because then I'll have other things to look at. Right now it just is kind of really big, but over time, if I get other large builds, it would help to prevent this from being so distracting and so eye-catching. Like, I think it looks good and all, it's just really, really big. But I do like how it turned out. I think it does look good. And it took about 3,000 blackstone bricks to make this, which I think is pretty crazy. It was very resource heavy. And mining all the blackstone, I actually found 5 ancient debris, which is pretty cool. I also got soul speed 3 on my boots, and it sucked me of all my levels. But yeah, 3,000 blackstone bricks for that tower, and it is a big tower. It can be seen from pretty much anywhere, and with that sunset, that is a beautiful sight. And that is what I'm going to end this episode on. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Minecraft Medium Core, and I'll see you in the next one. A goodbye.